Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Nnamdi Kanu is not the bad guy. Free him now. Abia court speaks. Nnamdi Kanu is not the bad guy. Free him now. Abia court speaks. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. It is the view of this court that the army set out as pythons to terminate the life of Nnamdi Kanu Abia court. Nigerian government should take appropriate measures against those responsible for the violation of his right. It is the view of this court that the army set out as pythons to terminate the life of Nnamdi Kanu Abia court. Nigerian government should take appropriate measures against those responsible for the violation of his right. It is the view of this court that the army set out as pythons to terminate the life of Nnamdi Kanu Abia court. Nigerian government should take appropriate measures against those responsible for the violation of his right. United Nations. It is the view of this court that the army set out as pythons to terminate the life of Nnamdi Kanu Abia court. Nigerian government should take appropriate measures against those responsible for the violation of his right. To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, now we've come to the end of our today's news, and now before I go, to my dear listeners, I would like to pick it from where it says Nigerian government should take appropriate measures against those responsible for the violation of his right. Who are the one that will take the appropriate measures? Who are the one punishing him? Who are the one responsible for the violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right if it is not Nigerian government? And now, another reasons why Nnamdi Kanu is still being held at the DSS custody is because they are actually saying Kanu fled the judgment in 2017. I wonder what the judiciary is doing about it, because obviously, if Kanu didn't run for his life then, maybe by now he would have been killed. Kanu would have been dead by now if actually he is not wise enough to have made a right decision to fled the country. If actually the judiciary is in the position to be the Kanu, what would he or she have done? So to my dear listeners, Kanu is still being held at the DSS custody for no genuine reason, but because they already see Kanu as a threat to their evil act they are preparing to unleash, and the ones they have released to the public. Because they already see him as a threat and is going to curb all their evil act, it would always wake Nigerians up to the evil act the government are planning on them. That is the reason why I believe Nnamdi Kanu is still being held at the DSS custody, and yet nothing has been done, even by the UK government. Your citizens is being held in Nigerian detention for no reason, just because he's agitating, just because he's fighting for the freedom of his people. and yet nothing has been done. Personally, I feel it is not right because Kanu is just being Kanu is being punished without any without any reasonable reason. And let's move down to a comment here that says, Nnamdi Kanu is an epitome of good leader. Nnamdi Kanu is synonymous to honesty, love of human truth. Definitely, those who know Kanu knows Kanu is actually a good person and a good leader. And it's not easy to be a good leader. You always have an enemy. Nigerian government is part of Nnamdi Kanu's enemy. Another comment here says, all Nigerian youth want Nnamdi Kanu to be released now. Another comment which I have here says, wild animal, you will die there. This is Azan Hamza. You would surely know he's an animal too. He's an Hausa guy. And a response to that says, look at yourself and yourself. What are you opening your mouth and saying against your fellow human being that is crying for marginalization? And Boko Haram are in your area terrorizing and killing people, and you see anything bad about it. Well, personally, I don't blame these people. It is what they are actually brought up to. Their mentality against other region is hatred. And this has been going on, and nothing hasn't changed it. They actually didn't like any other tribe. But if it is their own tribe, the people from their own state, same tribe and same region, they love and cherish themselves. I wonder why a human being like you is in detention and is suffering because he's fighting for his right and his people's right. And yet, you as another tribe would be against him, talking shit about him. We need to change. We need to change our motives about ourselves in this country, because this is not right and it's not making any sense. So, my dear listeners, now we've come to the end